Laura Chen here. I wanted to begin our series and our time with some grounding, self-soothing, relaxation exercises and techniques that I often teach a lot of my clients, and I even use myself. And they're just ways that are really great tools to help reduce some of what happens when we're stressed, when we're triggered, when sometimes even when traumatic memory comes up. It's good to have some of these grounding tools and have practiced them even before we're triggered, so that we can pull ourselves back into the now, back into the present. Because sometimes what happens when we're so stressed and when those triggers happen, it's like we have this really nice together brain working well. This is the prefrontal cortex and the brainstem. It's all working well together, but when we're stressed, when we're triggered, what happens is that everything kind of disconnects. And this part is like the stem, they call it the reptilian, like this is it kind of runs the show when we're stressed. It's the basic instinct kind of stuff. And so what happens is when we're stressed, it all kind of comes apart, and we no longer can connect our thoughts very well. We're no longer necessarily in the present very well. And so with some of these grounding tools and techniques and even deep breathing, we can help calm down our nervous system, calm down our thoughts, calm down our brains, bring ourselves back to the present, and it kind of brings things back together again so that we can think more clearly and process better and be more present. So it's all these things, none of it's meant to replace like your own regular therapy or your own counseling or your own medical things that you're doing to take care of yourself. All I'm teaching you is like self-help techniques that when we're stressed, just to help bring us back down. So I want to encourage you to continue doing all your normal, regular healthcare things. These are just tips and techniques I want us to learn and practice. And the important thing that's interesting is we actually have to learn and practice them when we're calm, when we're in a good place. Because then when we're able to do that and we kind of get some of these skills honed, then when we're stressed, we're able to bring them in easier. Because if we don't practice when we're not, it's so hard to bring in the tool when you're stressed. So let me just begin. So Victoria Pruden and the Métis women of BC actually created this amazing resource, and it's on the website. We're going to send a link for you, but it's like a trauma-informed toolkit. And in the beginning, there's some explanation and examples and diagrams on how to ground in the moment, especially when you experience any kind of triggers. And so, they've done a beautiful job. So I want to just mention this resource and give credits or where credit's due. But basically, she gives some great ideas of like being present in the moment, moving your body, deep breathing exercises, grounding to the earth, looking around, using all your senses, and reminding yourself that you are in a safe place now, even though you may be triggered of a time when you weren't. And then if at all you are not safe at the moment, we want to encourage you to please reach out and in a way allow us to help you get to a safe place, or allow other people around you help you get to a safe place. So basically all this kind of stuff, grounding, self-soothing, there's lots of different names for it, but it's just basically getting your nervous system calmed down, getting yourself back online. So I'm going to teach you just a few things that I use even here in the office. So I have these words basically to help remind me some of my values, some of my hopes and goals, not just for myself, for some of the people I work with, but like creating hope, creating safe places, creating balance, trying to have a healthy balance, and then reminding myself that it's a journey. It's not about the destination, like that it is a journey and we're all in process. So this one kind of includes a few of the different senses, but just having a really pretty, beautiful cup that I really love, that I really enjoy, and having like hot tea that smells delicious or good, and just smelling it, even feeling the steam on your face, and just being really aware of like how it tastes, how it feels, how it smells, and just taking some time to enjoy something for myself, and doing self-soothing grounding activities. Then also, like, I don't know, for those of you that are plant people, I am not the best at keeping things alive, but I do try. But even like, I try to practice actually in my house, speaking positively over my plants, the things that I'm trying to grow. And in that, reminding myself, the more positively and kind and gentle I am with myself, the better I will grow and the better I will be. And so just even as I talk to my plants sometimes and encourage them, I do try to do the same for myself, reminding myself, like, you are doing the best you can. Like, just, it doesn't have to be too profound or too gushy, but just that you are strong, you are surviving, you are handling this the best way you know how. So just reminding yourself, talking to yourself in more kind ways. Also, there's these inspiration cards that were made by the Métis women of BC a few years ago, and I just found these actually in our local Métis office, so I hope you don't mind that I'm using them, Lynette. But so they're basically just cards with just beautiful sayings on them. It says, like, we are resilient as a weed and beautiful as a wildflower. We have much to celebrate and be proud of. And that's by Christy Belcourt, a Métis artist. So each of these cards has something different. And it has a different positive saying. This one says, like, we draw strength from who we are as a people collective, which is really a powerful statement right now, since I'm not sure where each one of you are at with COVID, but our family has been pretty isolated, and so it's been really powerful to draw on the collective strength of those around me, and to just know that there is a resilient people around us, and that I can reach out, I can talk to them if I need to. There's one too about putting your feet on the earth, and it's such a beautiful way of grounding, actually, because this is put your feet on the earth. So take off your shoes and literally with bare feet put your feet on the earth and take a deep breath in. And it says we are connected to nature, and we put our feet on the earth. We're remembering our connection to the land, drawing strength from Mother Earth. Take this time this week to be in nature, grounding and disconnecting from electronics and busyness of life. So just some tips and principles, which are really neat. You can kind of pull them out of your purse and look at one and be reminded, but you can make your own grounding tips and techniques, and have a little card deck that you could even have, if any of you have small kids at home. We do like count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're teaching them deep breathing and counting backwards, and we're just trying to teach them, they're only quite young, like almost 4, so teaching her some deep breath, calming her nervous system down. And I need to remember to do that too, but there's just lots of different ways you can work it with kids, adults. Like, it doesn't really have any age. We all need to learn self-soothing techniques. Also, like, you may have something that's maybe a little bit more personal of a grounding. For myself, actually, at the beginning of COVID, my sister made me this little bobby pin beaded circle, and it was a gift from her, but especially at that time when I couldn't actually see her. We were pretty isolated, and so especially when I missed her and I wanted to hug her, I would touch it, and I would remind myself of, she is with me, she's with me here. Even though we are apart, she is still very near. And even now today, and I'm actually getting a little bit emotional just thinking about it, because when I touch it, I think of her, and I think of how strong she is. She's the strongest woman I know. And I touch it, and I think of what she's been through, what she's survived, what she's accomplished, and I think, I'm gonna draw from her resources. I'm gonna draw from her strength, especially when I'm feeling really weak or really low. I touch it and I draw from her strength. So maybe you have an item like that. Maybe it's an item of jewelry, or it could be something that was made for you. It doesn't really matter. It's anything that we can like remember and draw strength from. And so there's lots of different ways. And so the exciting thing here is I'm telling you all this, but at the end when we have our Zoom session, we're hoping that you will share your own personal resources with others. And when we break off into our groups, that'll be part of our discussion group. So again, these are just some tips. There's a famous AA saying, it says, take what works and leave the rest. So I hope there's something that might work for you, but leave the rest if it doesn't. Yeah, thanks for your time and listening.